What are our core competencies? Well, my personal value is that So I'm happy to be here. It's great in Nice, and now I'm standing here between you and the beach. So it will be a challenge for me to address, of course, the main challenges in the defense market, our experience. But as Carlos already mentioned, I think this is something we have to keep in our mind. Unfortunately, I have to say, I never thought that this market will be so dominant in the photonic market as we see it now. So I'm from Fraunhofer Institute for Applied Optics and Precision Engineering, and we are located in Jena, which is the birthplace of modern optics. This is a city where Zeiss has started his business, where Schott started the business, and where Hubble laid the foundations for the simulation of optical systems. We are working in the field of applied optics, applied photonics, I have to say, and precision engineering. And I have to say, with the same values as the founders of the Zeiss company has defined. So we would like to serve for our customers solutions with light. In the moment, we have about 350 people working for us, including plus 150 PhD students, and the total research budget we have is about 70 million euros. From those, more than 50% is based on direct contracts from industry. What are we doing? So we are providing solutions, photonic solutions for our customers in space, in industry, information, mobility, medical research, consumer electronics, which is a slightly different business for us because this is mainly based on IP and licenses. And the topic of today, the security and defense market. What are our core competencies? Well, my personal value is that it makes sense to play the championship league and not in the regional football league. And that means you have to develop unique selling points. And for us, we have established in the past years 4 technology platforms with some kind worldwide unique selling points. So we are working in the field of freeform optics up to 1 meter in aperture. We are working in micro and nano optics. This includes, for example, meta optics, but also PIC technologies. We are developing fibers from the doping process for active fibers up to going for specific designs as hollow fibers. And on the other hand, we established optical information technology test pads, for example, optical ground stations for satellite communication. And you just mentioned, Wilhelm, the GuideStar. So 2 days ago, we have driven one of the GuideStars in Jena for some space experiments. So for us, it's really important to know what will be next. What is the developing trend in our branch? Where is photonic needed in the future? And when we have a look for the military expansion by region, then we see that since the mid of the 90s, we see a growth. And the actual number for last year is in fact that it's close to $3 trillion, which has been spent in the defense market last year. The role of photonics in the defense market is broad. So we see for all armed forces that there are applications in surveillance, there are applications in communication, and there are applications in effecting. And it is interesting to note that the defense market has a market share of more than 20% last year, which means that it outperformed the industry market for photonics. So this is something I haven't thought about. So these numbers are around for years now, but in 2025 it happened. The defense market has a higher market share in the photonics market than the industry market in the whole. And this is also supported by the forecast for this year in the laser market, for example. You can see here that material processing will have a market share in the laser market of about 14%, whereas the military and defense market will come up to more than 25%. And that's not only affecting, of course, that's also, for example, topics as explained before, like surveillance or communication. The big players in Europe, and this is the good news. So there are OEMs working in a global way, supporting our troops to help us to survive, to establish our democratic culture in the future. And we are working with a few of them in contract-based research programs, but also, of course, for the direct Ministry of Defense in Germany. So we have projects running in surveillance. So it means, for example, passive observation, Earth observation is a hot topic at the moment. And this explains, for example, why huge apertures are needed in the moment for optical instruments. Communication, so it includes, for example, post-quantum communication, including quantum key distribution combined with quantum cryptography. These are topics, but also, for example, quantum computing and photonic neural computing for the analysis of specific scenarios. A prominent example for us, where we can also say a few words, is the high-energy laser weapon programs. A few years ago, we have been contracted by MBDA and Rheinmetall to be part of a team to develop a system to be installed as a demonstrator on warship. It's the warship Sachsen. You will find some videos on this in the internet. And we have been responsible for topics in the development of the laser itself. So it's a fiber laser, of course, and it delivers some output powers, which is important to do laser machining on a huge distance. But we also have been involved in the development of beam guiding systems, including tip-tilt optics, for example, for steering, micro steering, because you have to imagine if you try to focus on 5 kilometers and to focus on a coin like €1, then of course you need some tracking, you need some steering, and sometimes you also need some adaptive optics. So these are results from this mission on the warship. In fact, so they destroyed several drones and so on. In the moment in Germany, in Europe, worldwide, these technologies are coming up. And if you hear about the numbers of the systems to be installed in short term, of course, it means that there are huge opportunities for all of us in this market. So, strategic questions for all of us. I will try to answer it very short. How big is the market? Well, we have seen, unfortunately, this market is rising, and it's strongly rising. And from my point of view, especially Europe has to do more by their own That means especially the European industry has some challenges in establish, for example, the food chain in establish systems which are developed and manufactured without technology coming from Asia or US. What does the market need? So we already heard about the semiconductor market, where I have to say, surprisingly, the defense market is very comparable. So we are talking about 24 hours, 7 operation. And this is life conserving factor. We are talking about operation in rough environments for high power systems, as for example, the laser weapon systems, where hundreds of kilowatts diffraction limited beam quality is sent out from a warship where seawater is flowing, where people are working not very well qualified for the application and the usage of such systems. The system has to be cleaned in operation, for example. What does it mean, for example, for the window, for the exit window of the whole optical system? It had to be cleaned with respect to seawater. It's an interesting question, for example. So there are challenges which have to be addressed and which are, from the technology side, very comparable to things we see in semiconductor industry. How sustainable is this market? Well, this is, I have to say, unfortunately, it seems to be very sustainable on the basis of the chance for the next 10 to 15 years. I personally have had the chance to rise up in a different world as we experience now. And I never thought that we will see this polarization with Europe being with Europe in the middle. So I think, unfortunately, we have to invest in this market to defend our way of life. Anyway, so I will be open for discussion. And if we don't meet today, please send me an email, and I will try also to work as an door opener for you to this specific industry. And what is needed? Well, you have seen it. It's not only the laser, it's metrology, it's communication, it's all of this. And of course, it has to be reliable. This is a very important point. We are talking about typical lifetimes of 15 years plus. So this is quite a challenge, even as you think on operation in harsh environment. So thank you for your attention, and I hope for your answers on these questions.
Answers to the questions